What did I do? Well, hey, we're here to usher you into the dawn of a wondrous Wednesday morning.
Yes, welcome to another fresh humdinger. Ooh, I love that word, humdinger of the week, people. A slice of the most tasteful breakfast show on Nigerian television. Wednesday is like a hill. You can climb to get to it, to the top.
Yeah.
Then you slide down to the weekend. It's like the climax. It's like reaching the peak of the mountain. And then you now have to get down again to Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Just make
Sunday.
sure it's not a cliff where you fall off.
Right.
We're here to help make sure that your climb is less daunting and you have all the correct safety gear
Right.
to take you to the rest of the week.
Very, very, very important. Today on the show, we are serving you an exciting display of interesting interviews, pleasurable performances, and rich recipes.
Yeah. So there is a sweet scent. We've already been talking about, scents already this morning. The
Talking
sense of-
about scent.
What? You know what MN did this morning? They were counting down to start the show, and then suddenly I see her spraying perfume. I
Oh
said,
yeah, because
Why
I
are you spraying
a girl's
perfume?
gotta smell good.
Oh.
Looking good, feeling good, smelling good is the
So
right
what is-
recipe that you need to start your day, people. So please, don't be the reason why people are getting off the bus. Kindly spray some perfume before you leave your house. Thank you very much.
Spray perfume for you guys.
Yes, I did it for you guys.
Well, we have some amazing, soothing sounds and colorful sights and tantalizing dishes still coming your way. So,
Yes.
hug that cup of coffee or tea, whatever makes you happy, and get cozy.
Yes, and we want you to enjoy this spectacular show for you today. My name is Emil Kocher.
And I'm Titi Layo. So remember, you can use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. We want you to be a part of the best choice of breakfast shows on Nigerian TV.
Remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app. You can download from the Google Play or iOS store.
GOTV channel 16, UHF channel 49, StarTimes channel 121. All the platforms have us. We implore you to also follow us across all social media platforms as well, talking Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, and many more.
Talking
apparently.
about social media, TikTok has been under, when I say criticism, a lot lately. But
Okay.
hey, I guess we'll dive into that conversation on our coffee just later on, just maybe. But hey, on our taking us on an amazing culinary experience this morning, Chef Adiola will be setting up the kitchen for the perfect breakfast experience later on.
And you know we love music on Wake Up Nigeria. Our musical act for this morning is Wolex, who is here to wow us with his incredible style of music.
No, I'm WG, King of them.
And we have Priye Edede. He's here to grace the couch and take us on his musical journey.
And of course, our extra special segment, Birthday Shoutouts, will be coming your way. We're going to be giving shoutouts to all the amazing people taking another year by the horns.
By the horns?
Everything and more. Hey.
On our Wellness Wednesday, we have Dr. Oluwatobi Oshunkeye. She is a seasoned expert in quality healthcare delivery with over 8 years of clinical practice experience and a proven track record in healthcare management, operational efficiency, and clinical governance. And of course, the conversation around telemedicine has been ongoing through the month. And today, we dive even deeper into the conversation.
It's all about blood pressure, hypertension, and diabetes. They're all related, apparently, and sadly, a lot more people are living with this.
You're right.
And for a final guest discussion, we'll be having a chat with Petite Talker, also known as Cassandra Obiefune. She's a dynamic TV presenter renowned for her charisma and strong communication skills. We can't wait to talk about that amazing rapport she has with her audience. Stay with us.
Do you know what song is playing in my head right now?
What's the
Thriller.
Thriller? Right. Sometimes I wonder where this music. Are you sure? Are they whispering in your ears too? Don't answer them, please. All right.
Let's check out the weather, people. It's going to be hot or cold today. We'll find out. It's the 26th day in the month of March 2025, and we bring to you the news updates. We're staying with developments in Rivers State, where the Joint Security Force in the state has given a 7-day ultimatum to motorists to display registered number plates or face impound of their vehicles. Heads of the police, sister agencies and service commanders announced the directive at the police command headquarters in Port Harcourt. They also announced the interception of pipeline vandals and other criminal activities, as well as exhibits recovered in the joint patrol operations, promising to stay focused on executing their mandates to support the objective of the state of emergency in Rivers State.
We have an increased deployment of security operatives to disrupt the movement of criminal elements and all illicit materials who, in most cases, are known to move in unregistered vehicles. As a result, effective in 7 days' time, that is within 7 days from now, a targeted enforcement operation will commence by the joint forces to impound all vehicles operating without registered number plates, as well as those displaying improperly affixed or altered plate numbers, because such violations facilitate criminal activities.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, says President Bola Tinubu is prioritizing the development of digital innovations, a stronger supply chain for essential medicines, and improved data management in enhancing healthcare delivery across the nation. Speaking at the Global Alliance for Women's Health Global Activators Network on Maternal Health Workshop, the coordinating minister emphasized the need for better policy execution and the intersectoral collaboration across federal MDAs and between federal entities and their sub-national counterparts. Professor Pate also acknowledged the crucial role of governments and local authorities in ensuring that healthcare services reach women in need, as President Tinubu works to ensure universal health coverage for all Nigerians. The workshop, organized by the World Economic Forum (WEF) in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, brought together key stakeholders, including government officials, healthcare experts, and private sector partners, to develop strategies for preventing maternal deaths.
It's core to the vision of Nigeria as a prosperous country and with the people at the center of it. And reducing maternal mortality and newborn mortality and child mortality are proxies. No matter what we do, how many roads we have, how much growth we have per capita in GDP, I think if we're losing the number of women that we're losing, I think that's not optimal. So from the government side, I can assure all of you that President Tinubu is very committed to this, and we that are working for him, doubling all our efforts, and we appreciate all the partners that have shown up to co-create the solutions and where we go forward from here. So I thank you for all those who made commitments.
Now we move on to some sports. The hopes of the Super Eagles reaching the 2026 FIFA World Cup in North America is in jeopardy following a 1-1 draw at home to Zimbabwe. Former African Player of the Year Victor Osimhen had put Nigeria ahead late in the game. But just as Nigerian fans were waiting for the referee's whistle for a hard-fought win, Zimbabwe equalized to silence the Akwa Ibom Stadium in Uyo. With South Africa beating Benin Republic 2-0 away and Rwanda recording a 1-1 draw against Lesotho, Nigeria remained rooted in fourth position for the qualifiers with 4 matches left to play.
We knew that Nigeria has a little bit now gained confidence of the win in the problem opponent Rwanda, so a little bit in the past. And they came with a little bit more confidence, and they wanted to turn the World Cup qualification around. And we knew the longer the game goes, the slower they are going to get. And it was exactly the way it was going. Of course, then you scored the 1-0, but I think we showed that we don't give up. And I think 2-3 more minutes, we would come home with a win.
You made some mistakes in the last technical skill before the last 2, and Zimbabwe comes to defend. Zimbabwe comes to defend, to stop the game. So in second half, we thought that we make the, when we scored the goal, we think that maybe it's finished.
Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold has agreed to join Real Madrid in this summer upon the expiration of his Liverpool contract. Alexander-Arnold has been the subject of intense speculation for much of this season, with Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah all out of contract at the end of the campaign. Liverpool have remained in negotiations with all 3 stars, but no breakthrough has been made as the months tick by. And that's it on the news. The show continues. Stay with us.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu?
Yay! Guess who finally joins us?
Welcome, darling.
Good to be here.
Mary.
Mary's flaunting her legs on the show today, and I'm telling her, letting her know, and I think you all should also let her know that I'm the only one who's allowed to flaunt my legs on the show.
This is a reminder to pull my skirt down a little more, because that's the way I prefer it.
All these leg movement people are doing, I'm not there.
Well, you don't need to show legs.
There are a lot of other things.
There are other things that show.
You don't even need to make an effort.
Wow.
Seriously, you woke up well this morning.
All right. So, you brought something.
Yes. So, well, today we'll be talking about wholesome meals for kids.
Can I take a look at that?
Yeah. So, and this book is from Chef Olanike. She used to be one of our chefs.
Okay.
You know, in the earlier on some of our earlier episodes.
Talking about one of the chefs that was just extremely consistent, always bringing us nice, healthy meals. Now she's decided to put everything into a cookbook. That is a dream for
kids.
A lot of chefs, and also a must-have for a lot of parents, because sometimes you're just confused. You have no idea what to put together for these children, especially in today's economy where stuff is
quite expensive.
Exactly. So you need to plan. And with a book like this, she just made it extra easy for you to plan.
Right. Yeah. Talking about planning, it's more of it's a mobile food timetable, right? Because in the kitchen, which of course was one of the things that Elsie enforced.
Oh.
Yeah.
Elsie?
Yes, Elsie. She enforced that we had a food timetable for them.
Interesting.
Right. Oh. So what
so they know what to look forward to.
Yeah, so they know what to look forward to, right?
Interesting.
I ensure that I incorporate all the classes of food into their
meals,
diets, into their diets. So from oats, I think today they're having pancakes and oats for breakfast.
Oh, nice.
Right, yeah.
Oh boy.
I know I try to be very intentional.
Intentional, mama.
Yes. And then they had smoothies yesterday. So another challenge with a lot of parents also go through is incorporating fruits.
Yeah, true. Because a lot of kids are just finicky about fruits and veg. So sometimes the only way you can actually get vegetable into the food is
by blending it.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, thankfully, chefs like Chef Olanike have put together different types of healthy drinks and smoothies that children can take.
But it's one thing to make them, it's another thing for those children to actually drink them.
Encourage them to drink them.
Yeah, you have.
Because I remember for the longest time, I didn't used to, I always didn't put vegetables on their plates. Because I'm like, they're not going to like it. So I made the excuse for them. And then I thought about it and I'm like, at some point these kids need to start taking their veggies. So I had to start encouraging them. It's still a still a subtle tussle with Eliana. Because she's like, no mommy, it's peppery. I'm like, it's not peppery. Do you want to grow tall?
Oh wow, interesting.
Do you want to keep looking beautiful?
Yes.
Remember
Okay, that one we work for Eliana.
Yes, so remember
Eliana,
that
the
beauty is
queen.
not on the outside, it's from the inside, and it is from what you eat. So I would always say that to them to, to encourage them to eat their veggies.
So help me replace the word encourage with threaten. For me, I like to threaten them. That Okay, so one of my daughters she loves salads and smoothies.
Oh,
and
really?
She's very posh like that. She likes all this garlic bread. Like
Naan bread.
No, she would turn ordinary bread and she would put garlic inside the air fry it, mash it with butter, and say that's what she's having for breakfast. Everybody be looking at her like, what is up with you? But it's encouraging that she's trying new things. Thankfully, they're exposed to different cooking shows and online chefs with YouTube, and there are a lot of YouTube kids shows that have plans just like this book for kids. So encourage your kids to explore. Have a book like this, show it to them, see what interests them. You never know.
True.
You probably just never actually tried to find out, and then they might ask you, okay, mommy, what is this? Can we try this?
And there's something really interesting about children, that they don't like it now does not mean they won't like it
later.
Ever. Because and it's as soon as even months or even weeks. You can offer, say, a particular type of meal to a child today. The child goes yuck, and then in 3 weeks' time, the child is all this is delicious, and you're like okay.
Yeah. So that was my story with fufu. Fufu is now a staple in my kitchen. Why?
Are you serious?
Because it was so weird. My mom used to chatter fufu and bring it over when she used to stay with us, and sort of encourage them to like it. And it wasn't happening. It was like, what's this fufu? And then I just started hearing requests for fufu. Like, mommy, is there fufu? Is there fufu? I'm like, is it that you're missing grandma? But now, just making sure it's available, right, is the issue. So making sure that options are available,
and then you'll be surprised.
Is what you need to do.
Different ways of making something also encourages children. Like the fufu thing, now. Some children cannot stand fufu you buy from outside, but when you do homemade fufu, oh Lord, they are all over it.
So, for
like
example, I have an aunt who makes pap from the scratch,
Nice.
So I just send her some money. She goes, buys the corn, because even while the kids were babies, we used to make what's it called? This brown millets,
yes,
for them. So I'd rather make, so she would always make them for me, and then they make it, so the book has, there's
I'm
so many
something
interesting
here
options
like
on the book.
plantain, and so I thought for the longest time until I started showing you guys now that it was plantain and egusi.
No, it's plantain and
I
eggs.
just realized it's plantain and eggs, but I guess there's a bit of curry in it, yes. So maybe that's what made it look like egusi. And then of course there's the
cereal,
cornflakes, and fruits.
So it's a serving suggestion.
It's actually a good suggestion, but then you also need to, in Nigeria now, parents want to feed their children well, but they are trying to feed them on a budget.
Yeah, very true.
Because blueberries are expensive.
So when I saw the berry, I was like, okay.
Well, there are different types of fruit you could add to cereal. You could add sliced banana, for instance.
Yeah.
That works, So sliced banana.
I don't like banana.
You don't like banana?
So, well, it's not for me anyway.
Most kids like banana.
Yeah.
Most kids like bananas. So adding banana to your meals is an option. Or apple.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So apples.
Being confused about what to feed. There are actually options here.
Yeah.
Sandwich as lunch.
Sandwich as lunch if you're available.
Yam. Potatoes, plantain, fried rice, jollof rice, beans porridge, beans, children. Okay.
It's funny because they take beans. It's on their timetable twice in a week.
Yeah.
Mondays and Fridays.
That's
and they take it with
as lunch or dinner.
As dinner.
Yeah,
and they take it with pap.
Beans used to be a staple for dinner for some families for the longest time. Yes, I recall. Okay, so we had 2 fires in our house, and the first fire going to a family friend's place, and they were legit having beans twice a week.
Okay.
And I remember thinking to myself, wow,
Why?
What a nonsense.
Wow, you didn't like
because I wasn't fond of beans. In fact, I didn't like beans until maybe 2013 for a reason.
Okay.
I could not stand beans. So anytime we are having beans in the house, I'm like,
So it really depends on how it's made, and this is the reason why you need books like this.
no matter how you make beans, for some of us, we just can't stand it until you get to a certain age when you now.
So everybody needs to know that Mary does not like beans. She just doesn't like beans. But beans can be so good
now, but not when I was younger.
You could add sweet.
I didn't like beans actually growing up. But now, to be honest, I can really do without it because even when they have it, I mean, except if I'm having it with rice,
okay.
But beans, I don't remember the last time I had beans alone
Seriously?
as a meal.
Can I check this out?
And I definitely have to have it with something, maybe definitely pap.
All right.
And then I'd rather have my okay. So on Saturdays, our staple every Saturday morning is akara.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Akara. It's a staple in my house.
When I was growing up, that was it for us.
Every Saturday.
Seriously?
We don't miss it.
That's
We don't miss it.
moi.
And then sometimes moi moi.
Yes, Saturday morning.
Saturday
So
mornings.
do you do your
Friday
blending
morning.
outside or you blend
I
at
blend at
home?
home.
You blend it all now.
I blend at home. Saturday morning where I want to sleep.
And so there are options. There's bean powder now.
Okay.
So the bean powder is not as bad.
Yes,
it's not
but
actually.
I want to taste. I want that authentic taste,
Beans
that original
taste.
taste from the beans. So usually never go for those.
There's some bean
those
flour that are
packaged
actually
ones.
quite close, super close in fact. So you could consider them.
I'll definitely try that.
You could
I'll
consider
try beans
them.
powder. I'll try that. But all in all, wholesome meals for children. This is more than 40 healthy meal ideas by Chef Olanike Shodunke.
Yeah.
It's actually really resourceful and it's going to be a blessing to a lot of homes.
I'm sure you'll find one that works for you.
Yeah.
Just, the thing with children
And that works
is,
with your budget.
yes, keep trying, and you can actually achieve a lot within your budget. You just need to keep trying. You'll find what works for you. At some point, it will be very expensive.
Right.
That's usually the challenge, but just keep trying and be praying that you are blessed with children that are okay with bread and akara.
You know, there's
and,
actually a full timetable right here. Full on timetable.
Wow.
So I mean, this also
You can
helps
get ideas
you,
from there.
to plan ahead and work towards ensuring that because even sometimes I would also ask the kids if they don't eat. I'm like, how many of your classmates actually bring different kinds of food
today? Your weekend.
Yes. Don't you know you should be grateful?
She threatens them, but in a different way.
You have to it's your food.
You have to.
The threat is necessary. Oh,
sometimes, not all the time.
All right,
but
then at this point,
exactly.
we would love to hear from you. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Indeed.
We'll take a break.
and Mary, don't make me bite my tongue.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant.
Thanks for staying with us. We have an interesting guest right here on the couch with us, Priye Edede. He's an award-winning gospel artist, and he'll be here to share his musical journey with us. Hi, Priye. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well.
You look amazing. Your hair is
thank you so
really
much.
cool.
Thank you. So yes, Priye, how are you doing? How's the journey, the gospel of Christ?
It's been really amazing, and yes, thank you for having me. It is Priye Odede.
Odede.
Yes,
Oh,
Odede.
okay.
Yeah. So God is good. So far, so good. And yes, first of all, I want to say this place is really amazing. Like,
Thank you so much.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you. All right, so let's delve into you as a gospel music minister. We'll get to the controversies later because there's been a lot of conversation around that, and of course you have to answer. I'm not saying you should answer for every gospel minister, but share some of your experiences with us. But then let's talk about you as a music artist. There's been a lot of dichotomy about gospel music ministers and secular artists. Right. We've seen a lot of gospel music ministers become secular artists, and we've seen the reverse as well play. What are your thoughts on this?
First of all, all of these controversial issues, I try as much as possible to not say a lot about it or to even avoid them. But music, first of all, is a universal language.
Right.
It's something for the soul.
Right.
Everyone can connect to music. Anyone at all can connect to music or can relate with music. Then, a lot of persons went to school to study music to start with. Before we started saying, okay, gospel and secular, a lot of persons went to study the art of music. What is music? Music according to notes, according to reading and all of that. However, we have people that will need to convey a particular message, the message of hope, the message of Christ. And then one thing about the gospel is that gospel music comes with a message of hope. It comes with a message of Christ. So if it is not the gospel, it's the good news of Jesus. So if it is gospel, it conveys that message. So if there is no message of hope, if it doesn't glorify God, it is not gospel. So a lot of persons do music for to bridge the gap, whatever it is that needs to be bridged. You have some of course national issues. We have the national anthem, which was coined into music. You could read all of those lines, but it may not make meaning. That is why we have the pledge, the national pledge, where you can just come up and just state them. It may not make a lot of meaning, but then when you put music into notes, into rhythms, and it makes a lot of sense.
Do you always know that you were going to be a gospel music artist?
I knew I was called to do this, but before now I had a regular job. I used to go to work 7 to 4 every day, but then when I knew, it was getting so busy where I couldn't combine both, I had to live one for one. And
because there's always, I've had conversations with people, and there are young people watching right now who are confused in different moments. I don't know what situation they're faced with right now, but they're going through life. And how do you know when you got a calling to be a music artist, especially because it's different, the journeys are different. For a secular artist, it's different. The journey is different for a gospel music artist. You hear for gospel music artists, the struggle is a lot more intense compared to secular music artists. So how do you know that, first off, you got a calling? Secondly, even after getting that calling, because it's very easy for you to get discouraged along the line and say, are you sure that God called me to do this thing? Let me just go and rest. are not, or better still, go into secular music where, the acceptance is huge?
I think you're making it very easy for me here today.
Oh, I am?
So
okay.
thank you.
Okay.
So, you talked about gospel music. People find it very difficult, finding it difficult most times to understand the call.
Exactly.
And, some people, depending on what you think, depending on what you're looking out for when you want to do anything in life, whether it be music, business, some people are doing it for profit,
Right.
some people are doing it to meet a need or to create solutions,
right.
To problems. And that is exactly what the gospel is. Some persons, for me, when I started singing, one of the things that pushed me wasn't really, to see it as a career. I saw it as something I loved. First of all, it was like a hobby. So I just started doing it, and I saw that people were getting saved, people were getting healed, people were getting blessed by it. So I felt, what is there not to love about this thing? Why not pursue this thing? If you can sing and you see people telling you, I was at this point of my life, it was really difficult, and this is where I am today. And you begin to see how that gives you a level of satisfaction and peace. Then you begin to chase this thing, not because there's something tied to it or you see it as a means to an end. You just keep doing this thing. So for a lot of us, we just come out like, we're chasing after what this thing brings and not what it gives. Yeah, so by that time, when you keep looking at what it brings and you don't get it part-time, you get discouraged. And if you are not sure you were called, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable.
Sure.
So you keep chasing, and when you don't get it, you begin to to just shift.
Yeah.
And that is why you have a lot of people. If there's anyone that was once a gospel music artist that drifted, it means that person was never a gospel artist, because you were not sure of why you were called, you were not sure of this thing. You were doing music, you were not a music minister, you were literally doing music.
Let's talk about resources for a minute, because it gets to a point where purpose or passion, needs to yield money, right? And then you talked about, and you what you said earlier on about, focusing on it as a career, or focusing on it as meeting a need, edifying, the Holy Spirit, edifying God, spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, right? Now, I know you have caught on the trend. It was a trending just recently when Apostle Femi Lazarus talked about how the gospel of spreading the gospel of Jesus has been sort of misunderstood, has been misconstrued, has been skewed to a point where it's now gospel artists shouldn't be asking for certain amounts of monies.
I'm here with you. I'm right here with you.
Where he talked about, gospel artists shouldn't, their focus basically should be just, reaching out, spreading the gospel, saving lives, winning souls for Christ, instead of, putting a label or money, to what they do, to the gifts that they have been gifted with. What are your thoughts on it? Because you are a gospel minister. I'm sure you've been invited to churches to spread, to sing, to perform, to minister. Now, do you request for monies, or you just, leave it as honorariums, or you just, edify and then you leave?
Before I came here, I was just asking my people. I said, I hope I'm not going to be asked this question, because it is really controversial. And right now in this generation, we see a lot of people, we have a lot of division here in the body. And people are talking about a lot of things, and people are casting aspersions, and a lot of things going on. And sometimes it is better to build the body than to, I don't want to use the word destroyed. So I try as much as possible for things I am not 100% knowledgeable about. I just let, we have fathers, we have people that have gone ahead to just handle it, but we just keep listening to elders, get advice, get counsel, and how to do certain things right. And of course, by the help of the Holy Spirit, handle these things. Then you ask. So this is me trying to tell you, these kind of conversations. I try as much as possible
to stay away from them.
Stay away, because we have a lot of people, and some persons have different views, as touching these things. So I wouldn't want to say what my conviction or my consecration may not be someone else's. So saying what I feel, most times might destroy what other person feel like. And the Bible says, "Woe unto you that will cause one of these little ones to stumble." So I am not here, or I would not. I will try as much as possible not to, say things that may affect some other persons based on their consecration and their revelation about charging or not charging. However, when it comes to myself, you asked if when I go to churches, if I charge. Of course, I've been to places where I've had, in fact, we just had an event on Sunday in House on the Rock. That's my church, by the way. Yeah, Chandler Moore had his live in concert, so I was there. And when you come for events like this, you just tell them. Of course, you get your tickets, your team gets your hotel reservation, and then you come and minister. So when I go to churches, I just tell my people, okay, sometimes you listen to. You find out where you're going. The people just need to take care of your logistics. You just go to minister. So, but there are certain events where these events are monetized. You know that these meetings are monetized. I have musicians that are professionals. They before they go out with you for certain events, they already know. They tell you, oh, this is what I'm going to take. So you also plan, and you tell your team to factor in the logistics to be able to reach out to these people. Right. So I think that's where I stand. That's where we are.
I'm done badgering you now. Let's talk about you. I mean, I know you have a project coming on very soon with Moses Please. So talk to us about that.
Okay, so I think that too is going to be something I want to just hang on, hang on. But then we every year, first of all, 2018, 19. Yes, we had the move. The move is a revival meeting. We had it first of all in Ghana, and 2023. Because of course COVID came 2021, so we had to pause, and then we had the next edition in Port Harcourt. 2023 we had over 15,000 people in attendance.
So you're having that again this year?
Yeah, we had that last year too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the Liberation Stadium in Port Harcourt, and it was amazing. So this year we're having it again at the stadium too.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but before then, we have a campus. We have a campus store that just started. Okay. So OAU is the first stop.
Oh, nice.
Yes, on the 9th of May, that's the first one.
So you're going on a campus tour to win souls for Christ this season.
To reach out to a lot of people.
Priye Odede, it's such a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry I had to grill you.
It's okay. It's okay. That's fine. That's why we're here.
Don't hate me.
No, I won't.
Well, hey, thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you all the best on your campus tour and your upcoming events. And please, when you release your new music with Moses Please, we'll be here to
you're still letting it out. By the way, we just released one that Idi Ebrebe, that's the title. So
okay, we'll look out for that. We'll look out for that. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
And that's it for now. The conversation continues on Wake Up Nigeria. I want you to stay with us.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Okay then, it's time for birthday shout-outs. This is one of our favorite segments on the show. Why? Because we get to celebrate you and your loved ones on their special days. Our very first birthday shout-out goes to Adenike Osoyin. 26th of March is your birthday. This birthday shout-out is coming from your husband and your children.
This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get.
The very next birthday shout out goes to Aisha Ajiboye. 27th of March is your birthday and your mom is celebrating you. A very happy birthday to Bolanle Suyi Aluko. 27th of March is your birthday, and this shout out is from Babayemi Mutunrayo.
It's your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get.
Happy birthday, Chidima. We celebrate you this 31st of March. This shout out is from Zion.
I wish you long life and prosperity.
Happy birthday, Dr. Fogbonjaye. 29th of March is your birthday. This shout out is from Okpeyemi.
And I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Itoha Igeriaki. 30th of March is your birthday, and this is from Osayamen. Happy birthday, Rihanna Abike Shitu. 28th of March is your birthday. This birthday shout out is coming from Mommy.
It's your day. I wish you all the best. This day is your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have.
Now this next birthday shout out goes to one of the queens who helps us slay. The one and only Ronki V. Ronki V Concerts, we celebrate you. Happy birthday. 29th of March is your birthday. This shout out comes from Zeze, Okwe, myself, the whole of TVCE. We love you. Oh, wow. A big happy birthday shout out to each and every one of you celebrating this March. I do believe this is one of the final birthday shout outs for the month of March. So for all of you celebrating this month, may God bless you, may God keep you, may God meet you at the point of your needs. Everything you need and want is already coming, is heading your way this year. Just make sure you send the small chops to us here in Eco Atlantic. We like small chops, so we do. All right then, guys, it's time for a musical performance. All right. Before then, we're going to take a quick break before the music.
time for a musical performance this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. Wolex will be taking the stage. That's Wolex G. And we cannot wait to have his performance. How are you doing today?
Fine.
All right, Wolex G. Safe to say your name is Wole.
Yeah, Wale.
Okay. You should use the mic so we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Wale.
Wole. Yeah. So that's where the Wolex G came from. Like, okay.
G Baba.
G Baba.
Diamond.
Biggest. Okay, so your song, the Shanumi, did you write it yourself?
Yeah, I wrote it myself.
What's it about?
It's about my story.
Your story?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Like, many things going on. Yeah, I have to just put it out about my story. Little I can say. Still more story to pull out. Just little I can say about me.
Awesome. If you could collaborate with any 3 Nigerian musicians, who would it be?
Number 1 is myself. I'll collaborate with myself.
You collaborate with yourself.
I believe in myself more than any featuring.
Nice. Okay.
So I don't care to just feature anybody like that. I'm myself. Like Kiss Daniel. Don't use the part.
Like Kiss Daniel. But Kiss Daniel does features now, though.
No. Like when he starts.
When he first started.
Well.
Yeah.
I believe in myself.
Not
that I'm featuring.
Wow.
You blow me. Wow. I want to blow myself. Not that until I feature you or I call you for my music before I blow.
Wow.
No, the matter.
Wow. I like your confidence. It's actually quite something. I like it. So we're going to hear you perform Shanumi now.
Shanumi.
All right. So take it away.
Let's juice here.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome, people. It's the Wake Up Nigeria show, and we are glad to have you back on the show. Thank you for sticking around. The first half of the show is done and dusted, but the second half promises to be awesome.
Wait. What did you say?
Awesome.
Don't worry. We'll calm her down. Don't worry. We'll be fine.
I think it's the red. I think it's the color.
It's boosting your energy levels.
I'm feeding off the energy. You know, I feel like clothes have a certain, energy that they give. Yeah, they give you a vibe. Like it emits a certain,
dangerous woman.
Dangerous.
Now, don't forget, you are still watching Wake Up Nigeria, the best breakfast show on Nigeria TV. You can always stream the show live via our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv, or indeed on YouTube. Just search for TVC Entertainment.
You can also download our apps on the Google Play Store or the iOS Store.
Indeed.
I'm having to catch my breath now because I feel like I've spoken so much and I've exerted myself and I don't have anything left. But hey, guys, we always have so much energy for you. My name is Emil Koche.
And I'm Titi Liar Oyinson. On to what we still have on the show. Chef Adiola is whipping up something flavorful in the kitchen with Mary. Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
It is something really flavorful, I tell you. Mashed potatoes using sweet potatoes. I'm sure many people are interested in this because everyone talks about how expensive Irish potatoes are. So we are looking forward with our fingers crossed as to how this will go.
Mashed potatoes it's one of my favorite dish.
I can imagine.
Love mashed potatoes.
It's a go-to.
Yeah, it is.
You go to. It's just, I want to see how our chef is going to weave it all together today. It's going to be an extra special one. And then, of course, it is Wellness Wednesday. We have Dr. Oluwatobi Osunkeye. She is a seasoned expert in quality healthcare delivery. She has over 8 years of clinical practice experience and a proven track record in healthcare management. Today, we talk diabetes and hypertension. And we're going to be understanding the strategies that we can use to have more affordable patient care in this area. So many people are living with this particular issue. It's going to be an interesting conversation.
And for our final conversation this morning, Petite Talker, also known as Cassandra Obiefune, is a dynamic TV presenter renowned for her charisma and strong communication skills, which foster trust and rapport with her audience. With a background in journalism and a degree in theater and media studies from the University of Calabar, she has further enhanced her expertise with the brand strategy course. And wow, that bio is long, but we'll be having her right here to share her journey with us.
Okay, so many reasons for you to stay glued to your screens on Wake Up Nigeria.
And why do you want to miss out on this ball of fun and energy and good vibes? Stay with us, people. We'll be right back. Let's check out the weather.
Welcome to the kitchen this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. You know what they say about better late than never? That's what we're doing this morning. Chef Adeola is making breakfast for us. Remember what I said about having mashed sweet potatoes? Let's hear from the, I was going to say the horses, from the beauty's mouth.
Okay, thank you.
So Chef Adeola, tell us, what is for breakfast?
Okay, mashed sweet potatoes in tomatoes with tomato sauce and fish. Fried fish.
Okay,
yes.
So she's already prepared. It's been filleted already. So
yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the ingredients. What are we making use of?
So for the sweet potatoes, we'll be using milk and oil.
Milk and oil.
Mash, yes. To give
What
it
kind of milk?
This is evaporated milk, but I'm going to dilute it into whole milk a bit.
Okay.
But not with fresh, with the same water coming from the
potato.
Yes.
Okay. So then we have
the tomato sauce.
This is just.
This is canned tomatoes.
Okay.
Chopped canned tomatoes, and this is fresh one.
Okay.
This is.
There's no pepper at all.
There's
in
pepper.
It.
There's habanero pepper in this one.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then there's salt.
The milk and the oil.
Yeah,
the oil is also going for everything that is for the tomato sauce and the fish.
Okay.
The fish has been pre-seasoned with peppers and some spices.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Then we're using lime for
for acidity.
For acidity,
taste,
yes. So then garlic for the tomato sauce seasoning, ginger powder, but still has garlic in it.
All right.
Yes.
So the ginger powder, is it deliberate instead of using fresh garlic?
Fresh ginger?
Yeah, fresh ginger rather.
Powdered spices add flavor very fast, and they're easy to preserve.
My opinion.
You prefer fresh one?
No, I actually think powdered spices go a long way.
Yes.
It depends on how you use it.
Yes.
Some chefs swear by the fresh ones, and that's fine. But I always feel it's easier to manipulate the flavor.
Yes,
using
and easier to preserve and work with.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Okay, so run us through the process. How are we going to put this together?
So I've cubed my sweet potatoes into as tiny as possible.
Nicely cubed.
So
that this must have taken a lot of work.
Yes, I'll give it enough time to cook.
Okay.
So while doing that, I'll focus on my tomato sauce and the fish. Make sure I fry everything up, it's ready, and this also.
Should we start with frying the fish?
Yes, we can do both since we have two spaces.
All right, so let's get started. I'm really looking forward to putting this dish together. Now, sweet potatoes, when we have chefs come in here to make mashed potatoes or potato-based dish, we tend to ask them, is it possible to use sweet potato? And they go, no, the Irish potato gives it the best
texture
and all. But then, of course, today, she agrees. She says, yes, it gives the best texture. But today, we're trying to see what you can do within your budget. And that's why we have sweet potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes. If you're a fan of mashed potatoes, this might be another way to tweak it. The ingredients are currently on your screen right now. In case you missed anything earlier, talking about mashed potatoes and tomato sauce. Tomato. Yeah. Okay, so we're ready to go.
Yes, for the tomato sauce,
a bit of oil.
Not too much. You shouldn't be showing oil like the normal Nigerian stew. It's not a Nigerian-based meal.
Okay.
So
the littlest amount of
oil shouldn't be too much. Then we'll go and get the garlic to release its flavor instead of oil.
Okay. That garlic works magic.
Yes.
As in magic, in ways I cannot describe. I'm a huge fan of ginger and garlic. So allow me. I really love ginger and garlic. There's just something they do to dishes that I cannot even explain. The flavor, the aroma, it's magical. So we're using all the onions immediately.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So remember, we're doing this for the tomato stew.
Yes, tomato sauce.
Yeah, so the sauce rather. So let's see how that goes.
Can smell the garlic already.
Yes, of course. It's going to be in my clothes all day. Of course I can smell it. Yeah. So do you also sweat your ginger powder? Because I tend to put my powder now.
Okay, yes,
I'll put a bit of it, then I can now add later.
Yes,
That's
I do what I call a double addition for some meals, not all meals.
Yeah.
So I had to the oil first.
Yeah.
Then later on, I adjust the taste. Maybe I'm not satisfied with what I have.
Yeah.
I can add again.
From experience, I've realized that you need to cook 1 on low heat and 2 with moderation. So when you're adding stuff, keep gauging it. You don't need to have everything inside because you never can tell. At that point, you might go to the salty avenue or to the spicy avenue. Yes, so you always need to be careful how you add your spices. Okay, so this, we're allowing it to steam a bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So what happens next?
We go in with our garlic.
With the garlic?
With the ginger and garlic powder.
Okay, the powder. Okay.
Yes. Just a
so,
little.
yeah. That looks perfect for it. And then some people might be watching and saying, this amount of ginger and garlic looks little for this amount of pepper. Do you agree?
We called it tomato sauce.
Oh my goodness, the ginger and garlic. See
and
what
again,
I mean about the powder?
when you're frying, you get more flavor out. You don't need to overdo it.
Yes.
Some people, when you're cooking and it's not for you alone, you put allergies in mind.
Yeah,
you put differences in body system, the way our metabolism works. You put it in mind.
Even preferences as well.
Yeah. So when you use too much spices, some people have very good taste, but they can tell you what you used.
Yeah.
But frying reduces that sharpness, harshness on the body system. Ginger, for example, can affect the intestinal walls and stomach walls if it's too harsh.
So if your tummy isn't strong, I can imagine just how much you'd rather not have it.
Yes.
Okay, so are we ready to put in?
Yes, I want to go with the canned tomatoes.
The canned tomatoes. Can I achieve this using fresh tomatoes?
Yes,
how?
You divide your tomatoes into two. You blend one smooth, then you chop the other one. Then you soak the chopped one in the blended one so that it can soften up.
Do I put vinegar or something just to keep it?
You can, yes.
So
and
that's
you can
why
always
you're
use your lime, yes.
The lime.
Or lemon.
Or lemon, okay.
So I'll allow this to boil up before I add that one.
Because tomato is a very, very tricky fruit to use in the sense that, you know, when you overdo it with tomatoes, it can, how do I put it? It can taste sour. Yes, that's the word. It can taste really sour. So you need to also create a balance when you're putting your dish together with tomatoes, or else you end up doing the, you know, that look. Okay, so this is going to steam for how long?
In 15-20 minutes.
It should be ready.
For this one, we are not timing, we just want it to boil. Once it boils,
we'll put the pepper mix. So altogether 15-20 minutes.
Most likely.
Okay, so we can start off with the frying of the fish now. Okay, so let's move. Let's
We're
move.
using very little oil.
I think I should move this here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so you can have access to this.
This banner?
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm going to increase the other side and then...
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so let's get it on. So the fish fillet.
Yes, is from what we call cote.
Cote.
Mackerel.
Okay. Yes. Okay. You know, most times when people talk about fish fillets, they tend to go for
white fish.
White fish.
Yes.
So this is what we're talking about when we talk about affordability. See? So these are easily, in quotes, accessible. I'm using in quotes because we know the cost of seafood these days. But yes, they are easily affordable in comparison to white fish. So you could use this as an option. Fillet your regular cote and you get the same results. So when we talk about fillet, it means it's been deboned. Yes. Yeah, so basically it's just a fancy word, yeah, for deboned fish, basically.
No, okay. I want to eat on low a bit.
On low for this? Yes. Okay.
Maybe 4, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. I have a feeling I reduced the wrong one, so let me fix it. Okay, so we have to take a break now. We'll continue with the cooking process, and I'm pretty sure we'll have the dish ready in time for our last guest. Right now, however, keep in mind you're watching Wake Up Nigeria. To stay with us, we'll be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in
You're welcome again to the kitchen this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. Breakfast is still on Chef Adiola, and she's making for us something really interesting. Mashed sweet potatoes with tomato sauce. That's what we're having for breakfast. Okay, so far so good. Our potatoes are boiling nicely. We have our sauce also already cooking. Here it is. So we're just, I think it's steamed already. So soon enough we'll put the
fresh
pepper.
one.
Yeah. And then now we are frying the fish. So this is something you can do, especially when you have young children or elderly folks that you don't want to have to deal with burn, okay? So just debone it and you still have the same fish, and it's easier to eat that way, if you get what I mean. Okay, so now let's get on with this, adding the
fresh
pepper. Yeah, so we're putting the fresh pepper to the tomatoes. That's the fresh tomatoes. Yeah, so there we go. Now we let it cook for 15 to 20 minutes, okay? So that's just about what it is. Okay, so this fish, what did you use to season it?
I used pepper, regular dry pepper.
Okay.
I used garlic powder. I used mixed spices.
Okay.
I used a little bit of curry powder. Okay. Yes, you can use paprika if you have it. You can use black pepper if you have it.
Okay, okay, okay. So
and of course salt.
And of course salt, yes, absolutely. Now this comes...
Sometimes to just dry out a bit more.
Yeah. So I love exploring with food, and especially when it comes to spices.
In fact, that was what made me try sweet potatoes for mashed.
And it worked.
Yes.
It wasn't as smooth,
not as
I
smooth,
believe.
but
Yeah.
Not as smooth.
Not as smooth. Okay. So, you know how we have different blenders these days for different purposes?
Yes, yes.
Is it possible, instead of me having to mash, I throw it into a blender? Yes. Okay, an immersion blender as well.
Yes, you can use, but that is after adding your liquids and mashing up with the regular, maybe you have your spatula or a mash. You do that first. So if you are not satisfied with the texture,
you can now use the
so that you don't destroy the
that using that immersion blender actually gives a beautiful consistency.
Texture, yes.
Like you see some gadgets and you ask yourself, why does this exist? What do we need this for? Until you actually use it, because you're thinking, this looks like a whisk. It does a different job. There's something about how it smoothens and makes food so consistent. It's beautiful to use, really. Okay, so that's the other side. So you left the skin on. Yes. And it looks amazing. That's the advantage of non-stick pot.
And it's not all fish you can easily remove the skin.
True.
White fish is easier to remove.
Yes.
There are some that if you remove, you can have it, you won't have the fillet standing together. So that's why I left part the fish.
But this is beautiful. Because then, of course, when you cut into it, it cuts nicely.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can imagine what the taste will be when it's all done. This looks really nice. Breakfast is coming along together quite well. All we need to do is wait for this to boil a few more minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we'll mash it. And, of course, after mashing, we would also ensure that we put our stew together. Sauce before Chef Adiola comes after me. So we ensure we put it together. There's something I like to do with my sauce though. Cumin.
Okay.
There's a burst of flavor it gives, especially when it goes with tomatoes.
Wow.
Are there other such spices that
one spice that I know that goes very excellently with tomatoes is black pepper.
Black pepper.
Yes.
Okay.
Almost all the time. It goes very well with it.
So black pepper and tomatoes, that's something that you should take note of. I use a lot of peppers, so I'm going to ensure that I stick to just black pepper when it comes to tomato, so
goes
that the
very
flavor can really, really show. Because I swear by cumin, but now I'm going to try this black pepper idea. Okay, so we'll get on with this. Why are you doing that?
I want to get more juice.
So you know how we do that for agbalumo when we were young?
Yes, I want to get more juice.
So it does give more juice, really?
Yes, or you can just boil.
Or you can boil?
Yes.
Boil lime?
Yes, or lemon. If you notice the skin is a bit, if you touch it now, it's softer.
It's softer, yes.
If you notice the skin is a bit tough, just boil it up, set it aside.
For how
when you're
long?
ready to use. Once the water boils, bring it out.
You bring it out,
yes,
okay.
You'll have more juice.
You know what they say? You learn every day. You learn every day, indeed. Okay, we're heading to the couch now. There's a conversation about to happen, and MM is on standby with Dr. Oshunkeye.
Thank you very much, Mary. According to reports, there's a projected estimate of 55 million people that could be living with diabetes in 2045. Wow, that's quite alarming. And also, currently, there's an increasing number of 30 to 45% of adults currently living with hypertension. This is definitely a cry for help, and is also causes for the conversation that we're about to have on the management of hypertension and diabetes in Nigeria today. And of course, we have with us Dr. Oluwatobi Oshunkeye. She's a seasoned expert in quality healthcare delivery with over 8 years of clinical practice experience and a proven track record in healthcare management, operational efficiency, and clinical governance. She's also passionate about digital and population health, leveraging telemedicine and innovating strategy to expand access to affordable patient-centered care in Nigeria. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Nice to be here today.
We've had you all week, all month, actually.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here once again. So let's dive right into the conversation around hypertension and diabetes. If there are a lot more people living with these conditions and they don't even know that there are. So first off, let's establish what hypertension is and what diabetes is.
Okay, so hypertension is high blood pressure. So when the pressure in your blood vessels are higher than 140 milligram per DL, that's for millimeter mercury, that's for the systolic. And when the diastolic is greater than 90, and you have this consistently, then you would say that, okay, this person has high blood pressure. Some books will say 130/80, that's when you have 130 millimeter mercury for the systolic and 80 millimeter mercury for the diastolic.
Okay.
But once you have that consistently over a time, we'll say that you have high blood pressure, and then you have the diagnosis of hypertension. And for diabetes is when you have, so usually the regular blood sugar levels should be between 70 to 120 milligram per DL. So when you have anything above that, then most times you would say to have diabetes.
Okay.
So once it's above 120. And so usually that diagnosis will be made by a medical doctor where they'll have some tests. So you check your fasting blood sugar and then they see what it is, or they check a random, they see what it consistently over a period of time. And then they'll say that, okay, this person has it.
All right, let's talk about what the symptoms are. What are the warning signs? What are the things that you observe and that, you know, that causes for you to go see a doctor or do a checkup?
Okay. So one of the things that you asked me earlier was that, oh, there's something that links these two together.
Right.
I would say that they are silent killers. And that's why they'll say that, okay, these are things that you need to look out for.
Right.
Because most times people have these, but they don't even pay attention.
True.
So for example, you frequent urination. You're going to the toilet too frequently. You need to check and see what your blood sugar is.
What it is when other than frequent, because I mean you could also be drinking a lot of water and frequency in the toilet.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to add some other symptoms to it.
Okay.
So, or you're eating regularly, you're eating well, but you're losing weight. So you need to also check.
Okay.
And then, or you are eating excessively. Oh, there's always the urge to eat more, and that's because your body is breaking down insulin.
Right.
So you constantly feel that urge. So you need to see your doctor and check.
Right.
Then also, excessive weight gain sometimes might be some other people's symptom, or excessive weight loss. So those are very important to check. And then there's 3 symptoms that you see for diabetes. So polyphagia, urination, and then you're thirsty all the time. You're drinking
a lot of water.
So you need to pay attention.
Is there
to
anything to look out for in your urine? From the frequent, need to want to urinate?
Yeah, there's a frequency to urinate. What you
Right.
should look at for is most likely when they test it. Sometimes people have sugar in that urine.
Oh.
So most times you have to test that urine
Right.
to be able to know.
Okay.
Yes. And for hypertension, it might just be that you're constantly having this persistent headache. And some people will tell you that those headaches are usually really, really bad. Severe headaches. You need to pay attention. Sometimes it might just be excessive fatigue. You're getting tired all the time. You need to pay attention to that. And then sometimes from other people, it might be blurry vision. And then for some people, it might just be the first time they have a stroke is when they know that they have hypertension. And that's why they are called silent killers.
Wow.
A lot of people have it and they just don't even know. So it's until one day you say, oh, this person had this banging headache, and the next thing, they can't move a part of their body, and then they go and check and they're like, oh, person had hypertension. So that's why I would say that at some point, you need to regularly go and see your doctor, do your regular checkup. Because sometimes if you don't go looking for it, you might never know that you have this disease.
Let's talk about the age to look out for these things. Is there a certain age that you have to get up to say, oh, okay, I need to go do check for my blood pressure, or do I need to go check for my blood sugar? At what age? Because now that you mention it, you talked about there have been reports of a lot of young people just, dying of, out of no cause, no sickness, no sign of anything, and they just get reports to just slump and die. So is there an age that one has to get to before you begin to, go for some of these checks?
I would say from age 30 right now.
Okay.
Because before now, people would say, oh, hypertension, diabetes are diseases of the older people.
Right.
But right now, we're seeing it in young
Younger
people.
people,
So I
true.
advise that once you are 30 of age, please, it's time to start to check. Your doctor should be one of your closest pals at that age.
Let's talk about diets. I would like to believe that it plays a very critical role in helping us with managing, hypertension and diabetes.
Yeah, so for diets, I would say that's lean protein. So you want to make sure that you're reducing sugary food. You're reducing the salt in your food. Very important. So you're reducing processed food. Because when people say salt in food, they say, oh, I don't eat food that has salt. But a lot of this processed food has high sodium, and that's salt already.
Right.
So please, you need to reduce processed food a lot.
Now, is this for hypertension or diabetes?
For
or
both of them,
Okay.
yes. Sugary food, you have to reduce that. You have to reduce alcohol. Very important for both diseases. You have to reduce caffeine. Very important for hypertension and even for diabetes. So vegetables, you have to increase that in your diet. You're trying to eat as much as natural food as much as possible.
Right.
So reduce processed food and all that. Very important.
There's been a lot of conversation also around unripe plantain, on whether it is. And I'm saying this because I've been in this conversation before with, someone who was living with diabetes, and it was about is unripe plantain recommended or not recommended, because its nutritional content can be confusing. So kindly help us clarify.
Okay, so I'll say that a lot of times people that live with diabetes are trying to cut down on carbohydrates.
Right.
So we would say that cut it down, but don't make it absent in your diet at all, because there are a lot of healthy carbohydrates that you also still need. Because at the end of the day, the body needs balanced diets.
True.
So you can't cut out a group of food and say, I'm not eating this at all. What you can do is moderation. So as with anything that you eat, you have to be moderate. Even when you're doing your fruits, also moderation. Even with the unripe plantain, moderation. Because sometimes when people say, oh, they said I shouldn't eat other things, and then you're eating unripe plantain, and then you're eating too much of it. That's a problem. So I feel like you can eat everything. I would say you can eat everything, but in moderation. And then stick with your doctors. Your doctors will look through. They get you a dietitian. They will look through your diet, look at your lifestyle, look at your weight for age, and then they would now come up with a diet plan that works for you. So you can't say that, oh, Mr. A's doctor said you should cut out this, and then you are going to go that route. No. So your doctors will look through you with your dietitian, and then they will look through your diet, look at your lifestyle, look at your levels. When I say your levels, like they look at your sugar levels, your blood pressure levels, and then they can tell you, okay, these are the things that you should
stay away from, or the things you need to.
But moderation in everything.
All right, let's quickly talk about meats. There's so many myths around, hypertension and diabetes. Can you help us,
Yes, one of the things that people say is that it's for the older. I think we mentioned that earlier. It's not for the older. It can happen to anybody, because especially with this stress that people are going through currently, and then you're not managing stress well, it can happen to any age. Another thing is the diet. So they say don't eat it, don't eat that. No, I feel like moderation in everything. But very importantly, you have to cut down on sugar. For alcohol, you have to cut down on that, a lot of all that. Another thing that I think people say a lot is that, oh, If you are diabetic, then you mustn't wear tight shoes. You mustn't wear shoes. So the word is, it's not shoes, it's tight shoes. So your shoes mustn't be tight and all that. Then you can't walk barefooted. You have to make sure that your feet is covered at all times. What are the other common things I've heard? Yeah, I think it's mainly diets, where they say, oh, don't eat this, don't eat that. I think, yeah. Right. And then also people think that, oh, once I'm taking medications, then I can live. You can eat anything. No. So even with medication, your diet also is very important. And then exercise. Well, then people say, oh, I have this disease, I can't do this exercise. No. Exercise is very important, so it doesn't have to be anything difficult. Right. So it can be swimming, it can be walking, it can even be dancing. Right. Just make sure that there's some activity, some form of activity. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Toby. It's always a pleasure having you. It's been an exciting month with you.
Yeah, it's been.
Learning so much, and hopefully we'll do this again in the nearest future.
Happy to do this always.
Thank you so much. And that's it on this conversation on wellness. The show continues, people. Petite Talker is joining us next. Stay with us.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam.
My 280 was 320.
Welcome back. Now, this conversation is one I am really excited about. We have a final guest in the building. Her name is Petite Talker, also known as Cassandra Obiefune. She is a dynamic TV presenter renowned for her charisma, really strong communication skills, and she's fostered trust and rapport with her audience. With a background in journalism, a degree in theater and media studies from the University of Calabar, she's further enhanced her expertise in brand strategy. She's actually Archon certified as a brand strategist, and she looks hot on screen. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. My people, how would I do now?
So that is exactly how you sound on your page.
Yeah.
Whenever I see that gold spoon and that microphone, I'm like, what are you saying again today? Oh, goodness me. So where did that start from, the gold spoon and microphone? Where did that start?
When you create content on Instagram, you need something to grab the attention of the viewers, whoever is watching your content. So I feel that's that for me.
Okay.
But the spoon signifies I'm an Anambra babe like me.
Wow.
We like and love to be spoiled, you know. So the gold spoon signifies that as well.
All right, I love it. I love the concept. I love it.
Thank you.
Of course, you've been able to blend so many aspects of you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the origins of Petite Talker. Where did that start from?
This story is one that I've never really spoken about anywhere. So it started in 2018. I woke up one particular morning and I couldn't feel half of my face.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had what's called Bell's palsy.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it's kind of like stroke. You won't be able to talk properly. One of your eye won't shut properly. You have to use an eye patch. You have to use artificial tears. You have to do physical therapy. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was I couldn't talk for like 3 months, and because I wasn't talking so well, that's where the petite. Most people look at me like, oh, it's because you're small. No, it's just because at that point in my life I couldn't talk properly. So that's where small talker.
Small talker. So Petite Talker, in my mind, the first thing that came to mind was small talk.
Yeah.
Because petite means small in French.
Yeah.
And it just works because you are kind of petite. You're kind of cute too.
Thank you.
And you did talk.
They talk scatter.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of talking, you have 2 talk shows that you're on. There's one with 5 ladies. What's that one called?
Oh, the Chat Room NG.
The Chat Room. Okay.
Currently airing. You guys should go watch it.
Okay.
Fun conversation. 5 pretty, beautiful ladies. We spoke a lot about the Japa culture.
Of course.
We spoke about how single ladies, they see shege for Lagos, Nigeria. How we can rent apartments unless you have a man. We can't even go to the clubs. We can't go to restaurants unless we're with a man. And that's crazy if you ask me. It's a very fun show. And not just that, we also promoted the African outfit, the African culture, African fashion. It's one show that you wouldn't want to miss.
Energetic. I love the vibe of the ladies. But 5 ladies together, that's a lot of energy. How are you able to balance that?
The first day we met, it was fire.
Wow. Okay.
We got on with our photo shoot, and then we went to a different room and we're going through our topics, and then it just clicked.
Wow.
We were so good, and then we went on air the next day. We shot like 9 episodes in 2 days, and we still have like more episodes coming out. So that's like really, really amazing.
That's powerful.
Then the Petite Talk Show, my baby. I started the Petite Talk Show when I was 16.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wait,
that was
online or
online. I started on YouTube.
Okay.
Before I now moved there, recorded the whole season, and now moved it to a different TV station.
Okay.
I interview celebrities. We talk about their personal lives, talk about their childhood trauma. Things that they don't get to talk about on social media.
Yeah.
So it's more or less like a space where they feel safe. Where they air out how they feel, address whatever issue that's on social media, the buzzwords, the drama. And then we get to, it's a little bit of, every episode is different. So we could do one in the gym, we could do another episode at the beach. It's a fun show. You don't want to miss it.
Honestly, I love the energy you're putting behind this, but you want to connect with people. You want to connect on screen and, of course, online. And you're doing just that. But it's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
It's a lot. And then you've already mentioned that the show, the chat room is about single ladies. So are you trying to tell me you're single?
It's not. I see what you're doing.
Why are you single? You look hot and cute like this. Why?
If you ask me, I go ask. Well.
So is it single by choice, or because you're just taking out time to know yourself, or did he do you dirty and you have to leave?
Nobody did me that too.
Okay.
Well, I'm single because I want to, and
Okay.
because I'm just taking time out to like focus more on my career. But if I see or meet the right guy, you can't plan these things. Love just happens to you when it happens to you, and hopefully it will happen to me soon.
So is it love you're looking for, or
what? Please don't say money.
Commitment.
Oh,
commitment. I won't say money. So there's financial commitment, there's spiritual commitment, but commitment. Yeah. What do you think?
commitment, actually.
Okay.
I want a ride or die. I want someone to build with, someone to, create a beautiful home, someone who understands what I want. Because the major problem I've had is, oh, you like me, oh, I like what you do, you're a media girl, yeah, my girl is popular. And then 3 months in,
they can't handle it.
They can't handle the pressure that comes with it.
Because the industry is once you're out there, you're out there.
Yeah.
And social media is a very testy place.
It is.
Yeah, it tests a lot of people's patience and, of course, insecurities, etc., etc.
True.
But you get to also talk about this on your talk show.
My talk show,
yeah.
yes.
So you're very open about this.
Yes, I am, actually. Well, Mr. Right, wherever you are, look at me today.
Yes, you heard it here first. Petite Talker is looking for Mr. Right. Thinking about things that are right. First of all, I love the outfit you're wearing.
Thank you.
I know you have a line ready to wear
yes,
by
I do. Ready
Petite.
to wear by Petite,
Yeah.
my new baby. I literally had to go take a brand strategy class for my baby.
Okay.
It's a clothing brand that helps women, promotes elegance, also tries to educate women. If you go through the pages, we don't just promote our outfits, we try to educate, if you're a classy girl, you should behave a certain way. If you're a classy girl, you shouldn't, talk when you're in public, you shouldn't be rude to people, you should handle things a different way. So that's basically what the ready-to-wear brand is all about.
Okay. So do you have a team of designers, tailors? Which aspect of this do you do? Do you do the sketching? Are you involved in the actual cutting and piecing together?
So I sketch, and then I have tailors that we discuss designs and then brainstorm, this is what is moving in the market right now, we should try this design. But you know what, let's not make it so obvious, because most of my outfits are not revealing, right? We're trying to preserve the body, basically. So that's what the clothing brand is all about.
Okay, so now I can only imagine trying to diversify, being a media baby or baby girl, and then you're also trying to go into entrepreneurship and build a business. It's a lot.
It's a whole lot. There are some days that I don't even sleep at night. Jesus Christ. I don't sleep at night though.
Wow.
And it's crazy because, my customers come first because they help me pay my bills. Media is what it is, right?
Yeah.
You get paid, but you also need extra money to also fund your career, because I produce my own show.
Yeah.
So the ready-to-wear brand provides the funds to now
Interesting.
push my passion.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You've tried so hard to find a balance, and you're finally getting there. And this smile, oh my goodness, you need to look out for her. Petite Talker, I think you're amazing.
Yeah.
And there's even still more you're doing.
I'm doing so much.
Interior decor as well?
Yeah, we have Unum Decor. Unum Decor is a brand that promotes African decor. If you notice, I don't try to sound like anybody. I don't try to be phonetic. I'm a pure Anambra African babe. And everywhere I step into, I try to represent. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, give me this, let me something. No, I don't do that.
Who are you trying to?
No, I'm not trying to.
Who are you trying to?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not.
Right.
I'm
not there. All right.
I'm just trying to be real. I feel we should try to promote our culture more. You would go to Russia and then you hear people in Russia, they don't try to sound like the English, the whites. They sound the way they should sound. So I feel Nigerians own the way you sound. If you're an Anambra babe, with the L and the R is disturbing you, say it like that. Promote your culture, because at the end of the day, that is what is going to sell you. When you join the crowd, when you try to sound like everyone out there, everyone's just going to put you in a box. Oh, you're like this. But when you stand out, when you're you, when you're authentic, you will sell.
All right.
Yeah.
Petite Talker.
Yeah, I talk.
You don't do small talk. You do big talk.
I know,
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm not sure if you're aware, but our chef has been working really hard in the kitchen.
No wonder. I've been persisting something.
All right, then. We're going to take a petite walk to the kitchen with Petite Talker. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. can't eat this. Well, you've already started. You've already picked spoon. Calm down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You don't pick spoon. Calm down.
It's actually a wonder that you are petite.
Right?
Welcome to the kitchen. Today's chef is Chef Adeola, and she's made breakfast, which of course is mashed sweet potatoes with tomato sauce.
I love it.
Okay, so please dig in. We'd like to have
she's
you.
already.
She has picked spoon.
She already took the spoon. So that's in fact what she had said. I wish you had
I
heard.
was smelling something. I said, no, TVC people want to.
What?
Please, can I come here next week? I should come, Abby.
Please have a taste.
Thank you.
Have a taste.
Like your tattoo.
Thank you. I know I'm so dramatic. So please walk me through what I'm having.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
mashed sweet potatoes and spicy tomato sauce and fish, fried fish.
Okay.
Is this panla?
No, this is mackerel.
Mackerel, okay.
You know, I've always wondered what the difference between mackerel and Titus.
They are both mackerel. But one is, they have different
species.
Yeah, I think there's even a third one.
They have a compound name. So this one is also mackerel. I've forgotten the name of the other.
Okay.
So
They're
is this
both
like
in the same family?
Yes.
So is this like an African dish? Or?
No, it's not.
Okay, what dish is this?
It has its Italian version and that is Greek version.
Yes. So what do you think?
Afrocentric meal.
I love it. Can I take the two plates home?
No.
Yes.
You can also carry the kitchen home. Okay, well, it's a good thing to have breakfast like this. It's perfect, especially considering what we discussed during the What's Up and About.
I think the
This
kids
is something you can also
Right.
incorporate into your dishes, especially when it comes to food for your children.
For
Thank you
kids?
so much, Chef
Yes,
Adeola.
they can.
Is there like a recipe for when I have kids in the future? You know,
Don't worry. Soon. We can get that recipe for you. But we have Walex standing by.
Food and music, remember?
Yes, so.
Did you add milk in this?
Yes.
Because I'm a good cook. I'm not a babe like you know the carry out.
Cassandra, off your mic.
Walex G.
Off your mic.
No, I'm WG, King Confidential. Me over minimum now. Me my giant law could have missed show. So they pepper you for body. As I they make money, they pepper you. And you my exact family, but she got the litter. If they sugar me, they pepper you for body. Oh, yeah, come on, fellow, show my. Who they pepper your enemy, they pepper. Susai, you all want now. Susai, you all power. To say you know if I know from me goes million me winda be colos. Giant lock was in show. Let somebody beat. Gonna do now, show I'm watching and I see my way to my secret. Well, I ain't low, she girly and she got again. I'm on say, I to go. In la yo, I'm a toshon. Agent, me over minimum now. My giant law could have missed show. So they pepper you for body. After they make money, they pepper you. And you my exact family, but she got the litter. If they sugar me, they pepper you for body. Oh yeah, come on, fellow, show my. Who they pepper your enemy, they pepper. Oh, got it there, what it there. My see my love pinuto. Morani thank you, Aluko, Morani thank so. You know I'm WG, King Confidence. Gonna do now, I'm watching and I see my way to my sleep. I ain't low, she girly and she got again. I'm on say, I to go. La yo, I'm a toshon. Agent, me over minimum now. My giant law could have missed show. So they pepper you for body. After they make money, they pepper you.